Hello, my name is Daniel Yuck. Thank you for watching today. I appreciate your time and support. In today's video, I want to share with you the results of this tattoo that was done with a guitar string and a homemade tattoo machine. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below and I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I do also have social medias under the same name as my YouTube channel. I have Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok all under Daniel Yuck. I would appreciate the support over there as well. With that being said, let's get right on into this. Let me start by giving you a little bit of information and a backstory on this tattoo. I got this tattoo about 20 years ago when I was 14 years old at my parents' house in the room that I was staying in there. This tattoo was done with a homemade tattoo machine and a guitar string. It's been so long, I'm not sure what tattoo ink was used, but it's safe to say that that was probably homemade too. For obvious reasons, I feel like I don't really need to point out why we shouldn't be using homemade tattoo machines with a guitar string when we do our tattoos. But I'll talk about that anyway. If we take a closer look at this tattoo here, you're going to notice that none of the lines are consistent. A lot of the lines are actually inconsistent. None of them are nice, clean, solid, or saturated, nor are they the same line weight as the neighboring lines around them. For me personally, I feel like this is a side effect from using homemade gear. So if I remember correctly, they used a pin tube to hold the guitar string in place. So with this sort of approach in homemade gear, there's going to be a lot of room for, let's say, needle wobble, which is probably why the lines look this way. I can kind of imagine that the guitar string was bouncing around within the tube, but not to mention, I don't really think that the guitar string has an integrity to do what quality needles do because of how flimsy it could be. And when I say integrity, I'm referring to how flimsy a guitar string could be versus a needle that's designed for tattooing. So if we're using homemade gear where there is a lot of room for error, there's a lot of wiggle room, if the mechanics aren't working spot on correct, then these are the results that we are going to get. Let me give you a digital idea here as to what this tattoo would look like if it was technically applied correct with good quality gear. So you can kind of see this was the expectation, however the previous image is the reality. This tattoo can definitely be touched up, and these are probably very similar results to what we would get if we were to use quality gear. However, I'm going to leave this tattoo the way it is just for keepsake, just for memory. It's definitely been a long road and one that I want to remember, so I'm going to stick with the results of this original tattoo and we're just going to leave it as is. However, I felt like it'd be important for me to make a video showing us some results that we get using homemade gear. Let me switch back over to the original image so that way we can continue picking apart this tattoo. So keep in mind, this tattoo is 20 years old. It was done with a homemade tattoo machine and a guitar string. So on top of the inconsistent lines and line weights, you're going to notice that not a single area is packed correctly. You'll notice that there's bits and pieces that did reach the right layer, and there's very few of those spots, and they're the darkest spots within this tattoo. And then all the other areas, they have like a sort of faded look, and we didn't really saturate into the correct depth that we needed to, which is why it's kind of patchy. A lot of the areas are lighter and there's few darker areas. You'll notice that almost right in the middle of the star there is a little darker dot there that seems to be kind of dark and saturated. That right there is the correct layer that the entire tattoo should have been applied into. So when we don't apply a tattoo to the correct layer, you're going to see that these are the results that we get. It's real spotty, patchy. It has an almost faded look to it. Very inconsistent. I feel like for this tattoo, it wasn't not only on the technical application, but more so on the gear that is being used. If we were using gear that was designed to tattoo, then it would have penetrated the skin much more easily. However, since there was a homemade motor with like a pin tube and a guitar string, this sort of setup isn't really designed to penetrate skin continuously to deposit ink. We also have to understand that a guitar string is just kind of like a single needle, so there really is no true line weight integrity to a guitar string. So with this sort of setup, we're essentially sculpting lines, which is going to cause many inaccuracies throughout the process. With this sort of homemade setup, we're essentially going to have to sculpt the lines throughout the entire tattoo as opposed to apply the lines. So there is a real expectation versus a reality when it comes to tattoos in general, especially with tattoos that are done with homemade gear. So to conclude this video, I would highly encourage you and recommend to never use homemade gear, but good quality gear that is designed for tattooing. I do have loads of various reviews and unboxings on different tattoo gear that you can check out that are available on my YouTube channel. You can just head on over to the video section, search up a different product that you're looking for, and more than likely I have a video on it. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment down below. I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring that bell for me, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you all. I appreciate your time and I thank you for tuning in. You have a great day.